We just avoided a potential disaster. Hey guys, it's Izzy from Endless RVing, the channel that brings you the best in RV DIYs, product reviews, RV tours, and so much more. If you're new to the channel, we invite you to subscribe below, hit the notification bell, and if you're back for another video, we thank you for joining us. And make sure to stay to the end because we're going to tell you how much this actually cost us. If you follow us on social media, you would have known that Nellie was just brought in for some spa treatment. We are out at Mast Service Center in Etna Green, Indiana. This is just outside Napanee. I'm here with Levi, who's the manager of this service center, and we're going to be explaining a couple of things that was going on with Nellie that could have left us on the side of the road. So Levi, you're the manager of Mast Service Center. Tell the subscribers and viewers a little bit about your facility.
Yeah, so what we do is anything from heavy truck to automotive repair and everything in between. We like to pride ourselves in specializing on the RV chassis as well as doing trailer work.
And now you work on motorhomes, buses, all chassis work.
Absolutely. We're a Spartan warranty center. We've even done warranty work for Newmar. So if it's anything chassis, engine related, wheels and tires, we do it all.
Etna Green is minutes out of Napanee, Indiana, and what I would say is I got Levi's number and contact information from Theodore, and we'll link his information below. I called you about a week and a half out, and you got me in when we're going to be out here.
Yeah, and that's one of our prides is being able, we know a lot of the manufacturers of the RVs have months and months wait to get in. We like to pride ourselves on being flexible and getting people in that have issues right away with their units. We don't want you guys breaking down on the road.
So this is a really beautiful service center, and Levi's going to talk a little bit about what capabilities they have here.
So as part of our service to the chassis, we have a full alignment rack that we can get diesel pushers, Class A's, anything on there, get them lined up so they're driving straight down the road. We also, with our heavy truck lifts, have the ability to get them up in the air to service them, as well as our lifts have waypoints on them so we can see on each corner when we raise your RV up what your weight is side to side, if you need to make any weight adjustments that way.
So you also provide diesel engine work.
Correct. We have a full line of computerized diagnostic equipment to be able to work on any engine that may be in your motorhome, as well as we work on the dash AC systems. I don't do anything with the rooftop systems, but like that bus that you guys saw there, we have the ability to do large systems like that and those types of units.
And for those who are traveling, cross country, they're coming through this area, you also offer hookups.
Like Izzy here, he's staying in the RV at night. If it's a situation where we have to work on it during the day, pull it outside at night, you have a nice quiet place out front here to hook up to and spend the evening while we get all the repairs done. So when we brought Nellie in here, Izzy's first suspicion was a sway bar issue, and that's a lot of times what we'll find when we're hearing a clunking noise rolling side to side around turns. So we inspected things like the sway bar links and the sway bar bushings. All those were tight like they should be. We had lifted it up, had greased the chassis as part of the yearly service. All of the steering and suspension components were tight. So we kind of went a little bit further back. We did hear the noise on the road test, so we said, okay, let's look a little bit deeper into things. What we found is one of the jack foots that had been replaced was not the correct style. It wasn't making good contact up against the ram. So we're gonna get that changed out and see if our noise changes. So on our inspection on Nellie, we found that the right rear wheel seal was leaking. Normally we don't see that at this low of mileage. We suspect either a seal defect or an installation error at the factory, but we're gonna get that corrected. The rear differential oil actually goes out and lubricates the bearings on the outside of that axle, and that seal is what keeps all that oil in. So running that with that seal leaking eventually would drain that rear differential of oil and cause major damage to the rear axle.
So we initially brought Nellie in on Monday for the suspension issue, and then we found out these other issues. It's now Thursday, the parts should be in here, everything should be repaired and ready to go on the road. Once that's done, we're going to share with you how it turned out.
Hey guys, we got the hub apart on Nellie here. Wanted to show you what we found. These spindle nuts that go on the end of the axle, one of those you could move by hand. Those are supposed to be torqued to a certain spec and be tight. That is what we are suspecting is what took out our seal. Here's our hub here where the seal actually goes into. You can see all the oil in that side. Now normally if this was a unit that had a bunch of miles on it, we would replace those brake rotor as well as the pads. The pads we will be replacing because they were oil soaked and they'll actually crumble and fall apart if we let those go. This rotor's still in very good shape, having a few miles as it does on it, so we are going to reuse that. Bearings tested out, all good, so we're going to install the new seal, clean everything up, and go back together.
So we are back out here with Levi. We are done. It took about half a day or so. So Levi, explain exactly what you guys did, what you found, and how it was resolved.
Yeah, so once we got the wheels and the hub off of there, we found the spindle nut holding that whole hub assembly onto the axle was pretty loose. The torque spec on that is about 18 foot-pounds. My guy could take and undo it with his fingers. It was only finger tight. We got everything off of there, got it all cleaned up, got a new seal installed, retorqued everything to spec, cleaned up that wheel that was a mess, and got it all back together.
And then there was one other thing on our trailer. One of our tires, I had to gain too high, my fault, gain too high on the brake controller, and it was causing some balding spots on the tires, so they also swapped that tire out. They looked over the trailer, make sure it's roadworthy for our trip back to New Jersey, and it looks like we're going to be good to go. So here's the important thing. What did this set us back? So the total for all the work on the motorhome, that's including greasing the chassis, everything that Levi explained what they did, $1,197.59, and then it was $100 to change the tire on the trailers. Like we have said, if you own a motorhome, you better have some dispendable income because there's something's going to go wrong and you never know when that's going to happen. We're grateful that we caught this on time because this could have been much more costly if we blew out that diff. This would have been a much bigger, different story. If you are in the Napanee area, come check out Mast Service Center. They have been really good. The communication was good. They gave us updates, told us what was going to be done, and it was going to be on time, and it was done. And you guys are like family owned, right?
Yep, we're family owned. It's all local. I got 3 brothers with the owner that works here and is part of the community. So we have a very family-centric culture here.
So I want to thank Levi, everybody at Mast Service Center. In the comments below, let us know, have you ever been to Mast? Do you plan on coming out here? Have you had any problems with what's going on with your motorhome? Also, share this video if you know anybody that's going to be in the area or is looking for some work done. To the left of us, we're going to put our RV DIYs as well as our RV Essential Upgrades playlist. And for myself, MJ, Levi, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on